were set just to guide us. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the effort you invest. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the effort you invest. One day you'll find the oasis, useful as sugar support in heavenly places, cheering you on as you run life's races, energizing you on a spiritual basis. And though it's hard, victory's at the end of the road. What's the use in standing and complaining? Same God who gives you cool from the sun won't be a covering shade when it is raining. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Trotting through this wilderness, you know it's not an easy road. Trotting through this wilderness, every day in some brand new load. So if you really want to know just how to try this road, get down on your knees and pray, call on his name, and he will see you try down through your wilderness. Understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Right on. Trotting through this wilderness, you know it's not an easy road. Trotting through this wilderness, every day in some brand new load. Our forefathers, they drank from the cup. Yes, Moses, Elijah, Abraham, and Jacob. The Messiah was there, yes, my Jesus. Examples were set just to guide us. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. One day you'll find the oasis, useful as sugar support in heavenly places, cheering you on as you run life's races, energizing you on a spiritual basis. And though it's hard, victory's at the end of the road. What's the use in standing and complaining? Same God who gives you cool from the sun won't be a covering shade when it is raining. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Trotting through this wilderness, you know it's not an easy road. Trotting through this wilderness, every day in some brand new load. So if you really want to know just how to try this road, get down on your knees and pray, call on his name, and he will see you try down through your wilderness. Understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the effort. Oh, you better keep on. Oh, you better keep on. through this wilderness. You know it's not an easy road. Riding through this wilderness, every day in some brand new load. Our forefathers, they drank from the cup. Yes, Moses, Elijah, Abraham, and Jacob. The Messiah was there, yes, my Jesus. Examples were set just to guide us. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. One day you'll find the oasis. Newsflash, you got support in heavenly places.
One day you'll find the oasis. Newsflash, you got support in heavenly places.
And victories at the end of the road. What's the use in stand?
Good morning, my brothers and sisters.
God gives it cool from the sun.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Ride on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand.
Ride on through your wilderness. You have to understand that every day is just a brand new test. Special good morning to my brother, the man on the track, Mr. DeAndre Eiffel. This one is titled Wilderness.
From the efforts you invest, riding through this wilderness, you know.
News flash, sir.
Yeah, definitely, Andy.
We got support in heavenly places.
Definitely, and that's the best support you can ever have.
That goes to show the vast amount of talent. Is talent overload?
Definitely.
We fully loaded?
Yeah, fully loaded and ready.
And you know, it's such a shame at times to see that even though we got so much, we're not doing anything to preserve it, to pass it on, you know?
Yes.
We're not doing anything much. Probably it's a generation gap thing because, you know, I mean, we're putting it out here today.
Yes.
It's soul food. We don't sugarcoat the thing, even though we just gotta censor it, you know?
Yes.
There's a lot of elders in our society that keep holding on to position, keep holding on to things. They want to feel important.
Yes.
Yes, you're important. You're an elder. You have a vast amount of knowledge and so forth that, you know, you can pass on. Rich. You know, that if people take the time to sit and get with you, they'd understand that, hey, you know, this is all love. This is pure, you know? And vice versa, there's some youngsters in our society that are very disrespectful to the elders. And, you know, there's that gap there. So everybody pulling away from each other. They're not passing on, the elders are not passing on the legacy, and the youngsters are not seeking the knowledge of the elders.
And that creates a massive generation gap. Because the elders are not passing it on, and sometimes it is not their fault. Sometimes they are willing to pass it on, but you don't have young men and women who are willing to receive what is being passed on. And so there's a clash of values, and it separates the generation because what the elders think and know are important, today many of the youngsters don't see these things as important. And however, for us to bridge this generation gap, we need elders and young people, the past generation and the previous and the present generation, to work together. Because the present generation, if things are to go right, the present generation sits on the shoulders of the past generation. The present generation don't stand alone. You know, we had a song, a game came long ago, the cheese stand alone. Well, the present generation stands on each other's shoulder. And so it is very important that we have this two-way giving and receiving, where the elders are willing to share their knowledge, their experience, their traditions, their customs, you name it, and our country is blessed because we are very, very rich when it comes to that. You know, we are very rich. We're probably one of the richest country in the world when it comes to culture, when it comes to traditions and customs. But our present generation must be able to seek after, pursue these as part of their goals. You know we have goals that, I want to become my whatever aspiration and dream I would like to become, or I like to accomplish certain things in life. All those are meaningful goals, but we must also have a goal that says, I want to receive from the elders so it can benefit me in the present generation, but most of all, I can pass it on to the next generation.
Pass it on to the next generation. And it is important in order for you to come to the realization as to where you have to go now.
Yes.
You need to know where you're coming from.
Definitely.
I mean, you're at a standstill. You're thinking how you're going to move forward. Go back and check and see where you're coming from. Take some time out. And that way you're going to know how you're going to move forward.
Definitely. And it's so important to know where we come from and where we are today, because we are able to evaluate our progress. Know the extent of our progress. And it's very important to know where we come from and what progress is being made at this present moment, so I can know how to move forward. But if I live in a vacuum and I, as a young man or a young woman, and I don't pay attention to where I came from, then definitely I don't know where I'm going. So these finer things are important.
It's kind of, sir, like
Yes.
you're lost. But
Yes.
in order to find your way, you have to go back to the starting
Definitely.
and retrace your steps.
Yes.
What a way to put it.
Definitely.
What a way to put it.
Exactly. You have to go back to the starting point and retrace. And in some cases, we not only retrace but trace back. Because we have lost our way so much that we have gone totally off track. We have not been walking the way of the traditions, the customs. We have not walked the way of the values, the principles that characterize the Guyanese society. And so we have taken other people's part, not a different part alone, but other people's part. We have looked on television and internet, and we adopt cultures and attitudes that are not typically ours. And so we are on the wrong road. So as to speak, as though we have to go back to where we came from and learn the tradition, learn the principles that so form and mold our nation. Because there was a time when our nation listened to our elders.
Mm-hmm. I usually hear of stories of when a village
Hmm.
used to raise a child.
Oh, yes.
Any slip up on the road, you getting it from
Yes.
an elder. And from your reach home and you could complain, you're getting it again.
Well, when you reach home, you don't want to complain. Because you might get double dose.
Double.
Yes. Double for your trouble. So you're walking with a straight face.
Like nothing happened.
No, like nothing happened. Because nobody to pull you up, nobody to correct you, whatever it is you want. I mean, if you can beg the person, look, give me all the correction, but not going to tell them at home.
Don't go tell them at home at all.
No, you don't want nobody know at home. When you get licks at school too, and you have to go up to the principal or whatever, or even to the teacher, right? You don't want those episodes get home, and they usually did. Because I remember a friend of mine was laughingly telling me the other day, he said that when he had licks at home, licks at school, and he was in the front yard doing his normal chores after school, and one of his classmates passed and said, "Bye, how the licks, bye, how the licks?" and his father was listening. His father said, "What?" He said, "Uncle, he gets some licks today, he bye."
Sell out.
Sell out, yes. And he had his second portion.
Double.
And to put it different, to give you the exact word, right? How was the pie by? How was the pie? It was like, how was the pie by?
How was the pie?
How was the pie?
Sorry, I tell you. Hey, but I know for certain there is a lot of rich culture
Yes.
that is being lost. And it goes for all across the board.
Yes.
All across the board. And I know back in the days you used to see the masqueraders.
Yes.
The bull used to get some children running and hollering. The lady with the Bob Marley funeral behind.
Yes.
I know for certain they had the guys on the long stick.
Yes.
You know, and when last you heard or saw those things around here in the countryside?
Well, they're almost extinct.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, the Tassaman, the different other culture from the,
Mm-hmm.
you don't hear these things anymore. And a nation which lose its culture is a poor nation.
Mm.
It's not the wealth, the financial wealth that make us rich. It is our rich culture that makes us rich.
Mm. Mm.
And we are poor right now because we are not listening to the elders, and we are not carrying on some of these rich traditions, and and we have to face it, many of the national events, the national holidays, are so commercialized that the true meaning of, let's say, Phagwah, Diwali, Christmas, or Emancipation Day, the true value of these holidays are being replaced with everything commercial.
Everything
so,
mainstream.
Yes, definitely. And now it come down to one thing: the dollar and cents.
Mm.
You know, how what I can have, how much money I can make, and irregardless of what I am selling, and so we are losing um, this this culture, this rich culture. Pagua at school, in primary school, secondary school in those days, everybody playing Pagua together,
Mm-hmm.
and life was so happy, right? Life was so happy, and similarly, Emancipation Day and all the rest of our Christmas, Christmas and Easter, and all the various. I know when there was when you have Eid and so forth. There's so much of sharing of good things, goodies. And as a little boy, you look forward with anticipation, But these things mold our character. They mold our personality. We get to understand that we are all one people, sharing one earth, celebrating together. Even when there was a death in the village, or in the neighborhood, everybody come out, everybody help, put up tent, whatever it is, and it becomes a neighborhood or a village mourning. Unfortunately, today you may have a house mourning, and the next house get loud music playing. Our society has become so insensitive. Whereas I remember when growing up, somebody died in the village, and it may be 1 mile away, but my parents don't want you can't make noise. And when the procession is passing, you can't point, or you gotta bite all 10 fingers.
Or you gotta lock up your window.
Yeah, lock up your window and so.
Even as a youngster growing up, I remembered whenever there was a funeral and it was passing on the Water Street.
Yes.
While my grandfather had his business by where Scotiabank is now.
Yes.
They used to close in the door, show respect.
Yeah, respect.
But no, even at the burial ground.
Yes.
Somebody passing is big zoom, or the louder speakers are booming.
Definitely.
You know?
Indiscriminately. It's like, you know what? Your mourning is nothing to me. I don't share your mourning. I don't share your bereavement. So I can play my loud, put on my speakers at full throttle. And look, I remember I was teaching at St. Therese, and I was in front of the Church of Ascension, crossing children, and a gentleman was walking on the road, and when he reached in the vicinity of the church, he took off his hat as respect to the place of worship. And that remained in my memory. Though it was years ago, decades ago, but to see this gentleman took off his hat in front of the Church of Ascension and walked past, and then he replaced his hat again. But those were respect, and yet sometimes people go in front of the places of worship, and they play their music, service going on, whether it's a temple, mass, or a church, right? A temple, mass, or a church. And they play their loud music, disturbing the service, and it's like the whole world have to shut down when they pass. And no respect, no due respect to the Almighty or to the place of worship. And those were traditions. As I said, he was a man took off his hat in the hot midday sun as respect for the place of worship. Even Andy growing up, there were certain places described as silent zone, including the hospital.
Yes, yes.
But you find it's no longer respected as silent zone, and you have the noises. Going on, and so forth. So you would have big events nearby and loudspeakers blaring, and these were silent zone where people are recovering from the sickness. Somebody may be struggling for the last breath. And here in the background, imagine the background, one is struggling for his last breath, and a big music in the background celebrating that event. And these are things that, and I think that it begins with the home. Elders at home need to start to pass on the baton, teach all these things at home, these respect, these cultures, traditions, and even the way a young man treat a girl, a young lady, is different today than before. He respect the young lady. He pick her up from her home, he take her out, whether they go to an event, a social event, or whatever it is. He bring her back to her home, and those were the ways to live, I guess,
Yep. and you gotta go and ask home.
Yeah, you got to go ask home. There were respect on both sides. Both side parents were aware of what is going on, and that is why when they used to get issue long ago, both parents could have stepped in and helped them. But both parents could have stepped in and helped them in a good way. The parents come together and they try to resolve whatever conflict they had back then. And but now, because sometimes parents are not involved, sometimes parents are the last person to know, and so we keep the elders out, and then we wonder, why are there so much crime? Why are there so much breaking up? Why are there so much domestic violence? And so many ills in society. But when we have generation gap like this, then the present generation is lost. We go wrong in circle. We are in the middle of nowhere.
The middle of
when
nowhere.
We meet conflict, we resort to violence.
When you had the teaching of the elders back in the days,
yes,
before you run and draw a cutlass, a knife, and other weapons, it was resolved.
Yeah, it was.
The two you had to sit in front of an elder and explain your story, and then the elders gonna point out where the two you went wrong.
Definitely.
But now, even if the elders want to cross the road, these cars are just zooming past. And imagine they're at the crossing,
Yeah, and that is to show you that mirror the overall society, the indiscipline. The indiscipline, because before you had cars and vehicles, and people see an elder standing there, or a blind person, right, or a person of disability, or a child, or a woman with a child, they would stop and let them cross, but the indiscipline on the road is that they just something they accelerate faster. Just when you see a blind person on the road, or somebody that is, a vulnerable person.
Let me just say somebody moving too slow.
Yes.
Everybody's in a rush and a hurry these days. You know, I just always say this thing, right? Now, a vehicle want to come out of a street, it not necessarily mean it's going in the same direction as you. It's going over the other side of the street. Yes. I had this problem, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday. I was coming out of St. Anne Street. Now, the traffic is backed up from Little Rock, come straight back. I want to go straight across through St. Anne Street because it will be much easier for me to get around than to go into the traffic.
Right.
All right? Either in the middle of the path heading out of New Amsterdam to East Kanji. Now, a couple of drivers saw me in the middle of the road just waiting to pass, and they just bumper to bumper, waiting for the traffic to move on, when they could have just stopped and allowed the traffic to flow through. Nobody want to go in your line, man. Come on. I mean, there's something I observe about a lot of drivers, especially, when kids want to cross the road. That is number one. Apart from the elders, I saw a pregnant woman wanted to cross the road. And if you see them bumper to bumper, the one had to take the middle of one of the when they stop because of the traffic build up in front.
Yes.
She had to wait till they stop a little bit and walk between. I mean, the traffic already built up front. You can just go there and wait again. Why not wait and allow somebody to pass, allow the free movement of people and transport and vehicle?
Definitely.
But you see some, I mean, I guess I don't think too far, man.
And Andy, here's the biggest irony. Excuse me. In all the haste and speed, a large number of Guyanese are still late to where they're going. Plenty haste, plenty speed, plenty hustle and bustle, but still late.
Yep. It is
still late to any event. There's hardly any event in Guyana, even national events, that start on time. And it has come as part of our culture. And as I said, big national events, and they all start late. Excuse me. And with all those haste and all those speed, you would think that Guyanese are on time most of the time. But that is not so. With all the haste, all the hustle, all the bustle, all the blowing of the horn, all the stretching out the head out of the window and using abuse. Wait, you buy your license, and he there block the traffic,
I know of drivers, they would hold down their horn on you if you don't park properly in the car now, and they got to pass. But lo and behold, they stop in the middle of the road to pick up passenger and put off passenger.
Correct.
Look, there, I think it was yesterday or same day before yesterday, a driver, probably wanted to stop in the car and forgot to put on his trafficator. Remember, there's still a build-up. Now, one of the young man, or the driver, I should say, inconsiderate. I mean, we all sometimes make mistakes, and yes, we had to learn from our mistakes. Probably the driver in front was wrong, and he didn't indicate that he wanted to go in the car, no? But the thing said 2 to 3 car lengths away.
Yes.
What you doing so close behind the man? All right? Now, if you did jam the man from the back, you would have been in problem. All right, put aside that. The man didn't indicate clearly that he wanted to go in the car and he just turned in the car now. He probably, well, you know, he is to take some of the blame also.
Yes.
But you, the driver at the back, all right? Why you stop and abusing and cussing out the man? Come
Yes.
on, we all make mistake. Who does and I'm sure somebody operate like that with that individual who was cussing and going on,
Yes.
it would have been a different story.
Well,
You know?
that is why sometimes it ends up in violence,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not everybody that take the cussing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you end up in violence.
Yep.
Whereas we could give it up and say, look, man, maybe he had something on his mind. He just missed, you know, this thing. And thank God, all well that ends well. So we need no incident.
And the sad part about it, I think it was during the lunch break, and you know the school kids on the road.
Yes.
I mean, some women sat in a vehicle and was just looking and shaking their head at the driver who was going on.
Yes.
Even the people them in the store come out to stand up and see what's going on, but he just going on thinking he in the right.
Yes.
But he was in the wrong, because if you had allowed the couple of car lengths to be between you and that driver, or you wasn't in such a haste and hurry,
Yes.
you would not have been into that situation.
No.
You know? So, yep. The 5 C's, boy. The 5 C's. Enough people don't understand it. Enough people don't realize. They probably think it's 1 C alone.
Yes.
And the C for them is all about me.
Correct.
That's how they see in the C. All about me, the 1 C. Common sense, out the door. Courtesy, by look. Consideration,
Oh,
caution, they only care for themselves, so, you know. Boy, oh boy. Like I said, generation gap.
definitely. And it mirrors the society too.
Mm-hmm.
It mirrors the society in that is where we are right now. You know, so it's not about that one man.
Mm-hmm.
He's mirroring the attitude of so many others. You know, the lack of consideration on the road.
Yep. And if we should talk about some of the drivers, they can pull into the car like they're picking up a passenger, no indication, and then they pull out back right away into your lane. You know?
Yes.
Some of them just overtake you and come in the car now leveling up in the lane in front of you. So you slow down a bit, only to find that they're stopping right in the car in there.
Yes.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, you usually wonder what is going through in the mind of that individual.
The quick dollar.
Yes.
The quick dollar, or pick up these passengers and rush to catch the next one before the other vehicle behind you get it.
Yeah. But it in most cases it turn up penny wise, pound foolish.
That is why pass the baton on, pass on the knowledge to elders. We gotta do it. Now you see you come up with penny wise, pound foolish. I just hear that a lot from my grandmother.
Yes.
Penny wise, pound foolish. Just give us a little explanation, sir.
Well, you know, penny is a lesser value than a pound.
Mm-hmm.
And many times we break our neck going behind lesser value things.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, we end up in a situation where it will cost us more than penny. It's like the example that you give with the driver. He no indication. He pulled into the corner to get, let's say, a passenger for $200.
Mm-hmm.
He end up in an accident and have to pay $200,000 or more.
Pennywise,
Pound foolish.
pound foolish.
Whereas he could still collect that passenger, but use the signals and take his time and collect the passenger. But in the haste, right? In the haste, without use common sense. You're putting lives on the line. You're putting your own life on the line. You're catering for big expenses just for $200.
So you should see how them buses in Georgetown does operate, especially them 44. I was in a rush. I was in a hurry.
Yes.
Cut you off. Come out back in the middle of the lane. Go dodge over on the other side. Then soon as you're about to pass, they're blowing on you because they want to take the little squeeze.
Yes.
Boy, oh boy.
But at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
if you meet those same drivers and you ask them, how was the day? Why? The road tough. The road tough. Make nothing, man. You ain't making anything. The road tough. So, with all the maneuvering and, indiscipline on the road, you would think that, man, they're making the big money. Because they're getting through quickly from one destination to the other destination.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the road, they will tell you, they will confess with their own mouth that the road tough, then they make nothing. They barely make gas money. And look at the dangers, look at the perils.
And listen to this, Nassar. All right. You got your fancy bus, you got your fancy car. Yes, you're doing your thing. You're pushing. Yes, it's good. But look at the man who have a little, probably a little old car, the door, a little fixing.
Yeah.
You probably have a dry ready car, but the man comfortable. The man taking his time, finally passengers. Every passenger that you in such a hurry to pick up is 3 other passengers you're missing along the way. Which if you'd have taken your time and move along, you would have had more than what you bargained for.
Definitely.
So I don't know what is the rush, what is the hurry, but our brothers and sisters, we even got some sisters too. We can't blame the brothers alone. Our brothers and sisters, we gotta remember where we coming from and where we going. Look at the accidents that are happening on the road. Look back at that. Look at where we coming from. And picture where you want to go.
Yes.
We want to go to a place where you mustn't, let me put it this way, it mustn't be bumper to bumper.
No.
Avoid something because we all know this is the countryside and some animals just feel like, yes, this is my time to shine and run out on the roadway.
Yes.
And you now trying to overtake and you're bumper to bumper behind the next vehicle and that man mashes rash brakes because of a cow that ran across the road or a goat or we friends them the sheep.
Yes.
And
what the sheep get torn back half, eh?
good. And you now end up have to be paying for damages that you could have avoided because you run into somebody car back, which is you wrong. What are you doing? Some bumper to bumper by. So think about it. And I know there's a lot of our elders in society who are willing and ready to pass on the little knowledge, pass on the baton to the youngsters, but they just want to find somebody who they can trust, somebody who respect them.
Yes, somebody who willing to listen.
Willing to listen. Yes. We all know that some of these folks, when they reach a certain age, they're special.
Yes.
They're special. So some of the special ways require special patience. But we gotta do it. We gotta do it.
The patience from us to listen to them will pay off. Because the wisdom that we have, cannot match the little patience that we have to show. So we coming out wealthier, wiser. So it's worth it. It's worth it to sit down and listen. It's worth it to, pick them brain. Ask questions. and so forth, and it might take a long time, sometime to explain something.
Now,
Bringing out the incident, but go ahead and listen.
listen to this too, sir. Remember all of these folks, and I'm gonna say this so that you know it can open some of the youngsters' eyes. All of these folks are very, very rich, you know.
Definitely.
Not money wise, but they're rich with a wealth of knowledge,
Yes.
a wealth of ideas,
Yes.
things that would have worked back then for them. It's not gonna work for us right now. But listen to this. They got the foundation you need to start right with.
Definitely.
They might say, boy, you know, I see you trying to do something there. Or you might have this idea, but back in my days, this was the way we used to do it without all of the vast technology.
Yes.
You know, this is how we used to do it. And from there now, you with your little knowledge of how we just do it now, can get a little knowledge of how it used to be done back then. And now you can create a unique product. You can come up with a unique idea.
Definitely. You bring the past and the present
Mm-hmm.
and you create a unique product.
Mm-hmm. So now we're calling on all of the youngsters in our society, especially, you know, the countryside. We got to make this thing rich. We want people to come into because we're gonna get a vast amount of visitors.
Yes.
Coming to see what this buzz is about Guyana.
Yes.
So we need to create that rich atmosphere, the rich history. You know, something rich that they can come and say, "By, yes, I love it. I come back again next year." And when I come back, I bring in enough of my people, there, enough of my family. We all gonna come. We gonna make it a destination to come to every year. You know? I mean, forget about the little tours now.
Yes.
But, I mean, all of the little villages, you know, it takes a village, you know. It all starts with your home. Then you can start with the street.
Yes.
Then we can start with your community, whether it's a village, a town, and then you can start. Then you can push on to the county. A happy home makes a happy village. A happy village makes a happy county. A happy county makes a happy country. And before long, you know the song, sir. Before long, you get a happy world. But for now, we want a happy community. And if all of the little happy communities come together, boy, look. So.
Yeah, and you know, no matter where Guyanese go in the world,
Mm-hmm.
they're always homesick
Mm-hmm.
for Guyanese things.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to go to Timeri and look at the suitcases as they're going back. You know?
That is even freeze the fried rice and carry it back by.
Yes.
What?
And they are coming from the land of abundance.
Mm-hmm.
And they fetching back, you know, part of Guyana.
They fetching back the butterfish, the tilapia, the smoked fish,
Everything you can think
the
about.
wild meat.
Even the cricketer.
Boy, I telling you.
Yes.
we rich, but we don't know. We
Yes.
don't know what we have until it's all gone. So the challenge today, youngsters, you know, even if you gotta find out from one of the elders, what used to happen back in the days
Yes.
in the village, they're gonna tell you a beautiful history about where you came from, what used to happen, who used to own the biggest mansion in the village,
Yes.
who used to have the biggest car, what kind of celebration we used to have at what time of the year. You know? And probably you now can fine tune your little history and say, all right, good. Gotta make this little community shine again.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Sometimes they will tell you, look, you see the house there, this family used to live in. You know, this family had a tractor.
Mm-hmm.
And all of us just go in the rice field and get riding, as they call it.
You know, as I was up in the Kanji Creek, Baracaro, they have a unique rice that is there from since I I think it's 1763. Yes, since
Yes.
1763 the rice came. They
Yes.
brought the rice from Africa. And the rice is a unique rice in the world, very unique. You can only find it in Baracara for this region here, this entire Caribbean region, South America and so. And they got everybody spoke of how they used to harvest the rice.
Yes.
You know, one person, is gonna call a couple of members from in the community. Right? The morning session is to the person who own the rice field.
Hmm.
And the afternoon session is to everybody who come out and help.
Correct.
You know? So
And
go ahead.
and many people don't realize,
Mm-hmm.
but it was the Africans who introduced rice cultivation in Guyana.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. On the plantation, they planted a little rice because they had to support themselves. And of course, the East Indian and the Chinese came afterward and developed the industry. But it was the African who introduced rice cultivation in Guyana. The rice, the paddy came from the southern part of United States of America. And they introduced it. And then you have the other ethnic groups came and developed the industry. So that's why maybe Baracara have this special species of rice. And this is the first time I'm hearing about this species of rice. But those people resident in Baracara can start to market this rice. Because it's a special species that maybe not everybody had a chance to taste.
Boy, sorry, see when they make the rice pudding? Sorry. Sorry. I taste the rice for myself.
Yeah.
The home that we were staying at was one of my friend, her uncle. And the wife, who's now deceased, condolences once more. She made we went into the back dam and we had the cooked cabbage. Them men with the chainsaw and thing bust it down. I have all of those documented, by the way. And then we went back to the home and then they cut up the cabbage. I wanted to taste how it tastes. I mean, from the inception when they bust down the tree and you ate, you had a piece of the cabbage.
Yes.
It tasted kind of like this growth in the coconut.
Oh, yes.
When you bust it.
Yes.
The young coconut, it start to spring the shoot.
Yeah, we call it the palm pea.
Palm pea.
Yes.
And you eat it. It tastes something like that. But you see when it cooks sour and it's simmered down with the coconut milk and whatever meat you put. Lord have mercy. Whew.
Well, you can afford to talk about it because it's breakfast.
What? Sir? We said proper.
Yes, yes.
It's proper. Real things, proper. But that goes to show that the history that we got is so rich that if a lot of youngsters should look back as to where they came from and now focus on where they want to go forward.
Yes.
Boy, look at the thing, eh? Different.
Yep.
Different.
Definitely.
Powerful. So, yep.
Yeah, well, Andy, it was such a privilege being here this morning. It was a rich breakfast. And I hope that all our friends, every one of us, will get back to the basics. We'll listen to our elders. Our elders will pass on the baton to us. And, our community, our country will continue to grow, continue to flourish, and we all will live together in love and harmony and unity. And we'll make Guyana paradise on earth.
Paradise on earth.
Yes.
Indeed. Well, sir, just in case somebody like to make a connection with you.
Oh, definitely. They could call 332-0267, 332-0267. And thank you very much, Andy, and thanks to Miss Paul, Miss Naomi, the entire Little Rock family and enterprises, and all our dedicated soul food people. I know this morning they are even richer and better with the discussion.
Miss Dolly said, "Good morning, Andy. I just came in. I have to listen to my pastor, also you. If I don't catch this program, boy."
Well, Auntie Dolly have to answer where she went. Now coming in this hour of the morning, Andy.
All right.
All right then, Andy.
So
Thank
sorry.
you very
Enjoy the
much.
rest of your day.
Yeah, good.
Bye.
It's you in bed. Right on through your wilderness. Understand that every day is just a brand new test.
Soul food in the morning.
Going through your wilderness. Success comes from
Double 8.5 Rock FM.
one day.
With yours truly, Mr. Andy Henry, aka Andy Eastwise.
Heavenly place.
You've just listened to Sir Ramish,
On as you run life's race.
aka Pastor Ramish.
On a spiritual basis. And though it's hard, victory.
And listen,
That the road was.
we got Sister Seema coming up right now.
And it gives you cool from the sun. Won't be a covering shade when it is raining. Right.
Sister Seema, good morning.
Good morning to you, Andy. How are you doing this morning?
Blessed with greatness, man. No complaints at all.
Okay, the breakfast was so nice. I enjoyed the breakfast with you and Brother Ramesh.
All right.
Okay, my little thing this morning is, these times with the internet and so, when you go in a house, long time you go in a house, right? You might see ABC cards, you see in from 1 to 100 with the cardboard. You see in color, paste up on the wall. You see in shapes, paste up on the wall. But these days, sometimes you go in a house or any home you go in where children are. Sometimes you don't see a storybook. From that, I just say, well, this is when you go in a home and you see storybooks and papers and these things, learning is taking place in that home. But now when you go in a home, you see little children with phones, with tablets, and so fine. We understand that the net is learning too. But then again, we need to instill in our children some of the old rules. Because when you give them the tablet or the phone or whatever you give them, they being carried away if you're not supervising them with it. You need supervision in those areas because sometimes, remember, it's one touch and something it gone to another app, right? So what we need to do as parents is okay if you think, but then again, unless you're there to supervise your kids, for me, I might be wrong, but those tablets and thing and phone, you don't give them. Give them a book to draw or to count or so. We still need to implement our old system, like with the ABC cards.
Until, you have time to sit with them and monitor them
That's right.
as to what they do on the device.
Yes, because when parents look back now and say, okay, they take the tablet now and scroll back, they see the apps that these children went in. You understand? Because I know persons complain to me about that.
The videos they created.
And you're right, and they do their own thing, they sending messages, they sending this, they sending that. And then again, we are parents, we need supervision for these tablets and so. Some persons out there might like what I'm saying or they might not like, but the old system, when you go in a home, Andy, you see system with pace of wall, with A, B, C, D, E, and children go in a count. You ask them, go show me this triangle, they gone, the rectangle, they gone. But now, the age that they have, they don't know certain things. What they know is the tablet's good.
What?
And the phone and them things are good,
Look, an elder told me, she said she don't know not much about her smartphone, but her I think she said it's her granddaughter. one day she wasn't getting the volume to come up. And she said this child just come out of nursery school and got in primary school. And could have find the part where the volume have to turn up and put it back on. She was amazed. She said, hey, yeah, I better keep an eye on this little child, you know. Yes, it's good what they're doing. Yes, it's good that they're learning in such an advanced stage. But remember, they are more smarter than we were. So we got to keep an old school eye on them.
Of course.
The old school eye don't change, you know.
Yeah, no, but you know, we need as parents, we need to supervise these children. Because if we don't do it, Andy, we're going to find ourselves in problems.
Big
children
problem.
at the early age, they're going to know about so many things, so much adult things they will be knowing about. And you know, not only knowing, Andy, they will want to experiment. They will want to experiment.
Indeed.
Yes.
I chuckled there just now because it's happening.
It is
Left,
happening.
right, and center. It's happening.
It is happening, Andy. It is happening. And you know, years ago you had your clock. And you know, you're showing them to learn to read time on the old clock, or you might draw a cardboard clock and you put your hands, you know. I don't see things like that happening, you know. Nighttime, you get your kids all y'all lie down and you read story, Answer and Gretel, Jack and the Beanstalk, and all these things. Read them to sleep, you know. Parents need to do these things, pull back some of those old school things.
So my cousin Odie is saying, they also know the songs with the words and don't know the alphabet.
Yes, so true. You know, a little child would sing the rap song. And, you know, word to word, word to word. But ask that child, we have our anthem, or let me hear you say the pledge. That child also know the pledge. As parents, we need to learn our children the pledge. We need to learn them the anthem. We need to let them know the colors of the flag. We need to let them know which color represents what. You know, and let them know what's going on, the names of these things. They would be learning them in school. But when they go home, like they finish with the writing and the coloring and they go on with the apps. And then you busy, you know, because remember you busy preparing dinner. You might say, I'm watching you there and think, yeah, but then again, you be carried away with your work and they carried away with other apps. But when you do sit down now and run back your phone, you see these apps appearing and what they were seeing. You know, we got to understand we need to monitor our children with in these areas, because if we don't, we will have a young society. We would have good things coming out of our youth if we don't monitor these little children with these tablets and apps. You know?
Yep.
I was coming home yesterday in the car. Why I bring this up? I was coming home in the car and a lady was on the phone telling one of her child, don't make the buy, take the tablet till I come. Right? So we come in and she said, yeah, understand how be able, sir? If the thing we went in pond. If the thing we went in pond.
And you see, know? Sister Seema, that is the thing too. I mean, from my point of view, whenever I'm on certain sites and so forth, these things just pop up and it just lead you to the sites.
Yeah.
It just lead you. That is why you have to pay keen attention to these youngsters. They may not physically or they will not willfully go into these apps, you know, but you have to be very careful. Sometimes they probably scrolling on Facebook and the tablet have a little bug, and the bug is one of these I forget what you call it, but it just pop up, and when it pop up, click here if you want to see more, click here to continue, click here to clean your PC. Click here. It's just a lot of clickbait, and when you do click on that, you would be amazed at some of the things you actually click on and it leading you to. You know, so that's why you're right, and that woman is right. I know where she's coming from. Yes, and she started rowing in the car, and to me, how I look at her, I talked to her. I said, you know, you must be there, supervisor. She said, I'll try, but you know, he's thieving from me, and them things. That's why I lock it up till I go home. And I sit down with him and he do it. And he she tell me, I know much about it, but how to go again? And sometimes he tell me doing the work. When I do look, if see we watching.
things like that. So we need to supervise. I mean, the older folks might not know everything about the apps and so, right? But then again, if we don't know, let me sit with somebody to show us. And so when we be with our kids, we need to see what they're doing. You understand?
Yep.
We need to see what they're doing.
I know there are various form of parental control when it comes to opening certain apps and thing on your phone and your tablet. And I know a lot of people who know of ways you can block certain things from happening. So, yep.
So if they can do that, or let them use the old-time school until you're there to supervise them. Like the ABC card and those things, come on. They could still, at one time, when I was writing CXC, Andy, the library was my best friend. Because I couldn't afford certain amount of textbooks and so. So we go in the library there, but you find that persons is not utilizing the library like before. Because I know we have internet or whatever, but you learn so much. And when you do a subject like history, you need to read. You need to read a lot. You understand? So I think this reading back, and that is where the children are erring from, because the parents are not implementing storybooks. Some parents, not all, might not be implementing storybooks to them. For their birthday, you might find they have a tablet, or they might have a phone. Buy Ansel and Gretel book according to the age. Buy nice adventures books.
That is why, That is why, Tariki have a tablet now, right? And I didn't really put it on the internet because I know he would have been on YouTube looking at all of the Marcy and the beer and what's it again with the pups and so forth. And I just downloaded some educational games because I have a ton of those. So I downloaded the ones that I know he would be intrigued with. And that's it. From since he go on the tablet, and I put a couple of movies on there, like kids movies, like these Paw Patrol and so forth, and Curious George, right? But he got fed up with Curious George and thing, and he get so accustomed to the apps now where we can put shapes into shapes and match numbers and so forth. So you gotta put a little control on it.
Yeah, you have to put control on it, a lot of control. But I think we should still, as parents, we buy them gifts, yes, but then we introduce like reading books to them, like like English A book, and so they have lovely stories. They're reading books, you present them things like that. It's what you present them, they go through it, You present them that for their birthday, and so this is a book I want you to read for your 8th birthday, 9th birthday, or whatever. Read it for me. Reading books was a lovely thing. Storybooks, I had them. I used to read for my kids them. All 3 of them, I lie down and I read them to sleep. Ansel, Gretel, and all those books. You could still read for your kids. Let them read. That is why you find they have problems in the other subject area, because with reading, you master all. But when you don't know to read, you'll have problem in those areas because you don't know what the examiner is asking you for. So when you know to read properly, you could you could master any one of the subjects. But we have to emphasize on reading, and for the small kids, let us introduce storybooks back to them.
Storybooks.
Yes, they have storybooks selling. Buy those things, and the way you look at it, it is cheaper than the device. Give them device, yes, on your supervision. Let them understand the internet, yes. Let them learn to use computer. Let them know about it, yes. But reading is the man for them. Reading.
Fundamental.
Yes, we need that, and we need that. We need great supervision of our kids. If we can't do that, I don't know. I mean, in school, we know when they're in school, fine, they can't have those things. They read it, they direct from the blackboard teaching, which is really good. But when they come home and we're busy with our work, we don't know what's going on. So some parents might agree and some might disagree. But in the quiet moments, just sort it out, analyze it, and you know that those things humbugging children right now. Some little children conversation is more bigger than some adults conversation.
Sister Seema, so right. So
Yeah.
right.
So you just wonder how old is this child? If you in a part with this child, how old are you? Okay. That child is very wise. It's wise in the area, but not academically wise. You understand? So we need to pray for our children. We need to supervise them properly because of what's going on these days. Then when we encourage them with those devices, they say, you're playing a big man, you're playing a big woman, but we create that big man and that big woman in them. We assist them to create it in them. So what we need to do, come back. We need to come back to some of our old schools, and unless we dare to supervise them, we need to supervise those tablets and those phones, and we really need, especially when in a smartphone, you touch something, you're gone. You're gone running.
We're going back to basic with them.
Let us go back. I mean, not right back, but we need to balance it. Let us balance it. And the main thing is supervision for them. And that's my little thing this morning.
Thank you very much for the little thing, Sister Seema.
Okay, Andy.
Please do have a blessed and productive day. But just in case somebody would like to make a connection with you.
Okay, my landline is 332-0617. My cell phone is 648-3594. My other cell phone is 697-7049.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and you have a well spent day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the effort you invest. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the efforts you invest. One day you'll find the oasis, useful as sugar support in heavenly places, cheering you on as you run life's races, energizing you on a spiritual basis. And though it's hard, victory's at the end of the road. What's the use in standing and complaining? Same gotta get the cool from the sun, won't be a covering shade when it is raining. Right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, right on through your wilderness, understand that every day is just a brand new test. Right on through your wilderness, success comes from the
You're rocking with the best in the business. 88.5 Rock FM.
That's right, you're rocking with the best in the business. And you're encouraged to support the best in the business. And if you want to be the best in the business, you need to get with the best in the business. 88.5 Rock FM, LRTVS Channel 10. If you have a business, you want to promote it, they got some wonderful packages here for you. All right? So let me just say thanks to the folks on the Burby Small Business Network, Ketos Provision Outlet, Strand, New Amsterdam, opposite J Supermarket. That's your spot. Provision, vegetables, fruits, and it's fresh. All right. There's also a convenient parking, so check him out today. Payless Variety Store, 14 Strand and Pitt Street, with the branch at 62 Public Road, Rosal Town. And trust me, if you find it anywhere else, you're going to go at Payless and you're going to pay less. Check them out today. Homeline Furnishing, 10 Strand and Church Street, with a branch at 67 Public Road, Rosal Town. And right now, if you're into construction, they got you covered. If you're looking for materials that are of quality, standard, plus it's cheap, check out Homeline Furnishing. They got you. Adding a touch of comfort to life. That's their slogan. Visit them today. And right outside of Homeline Furnishing, you can check out one of the tastiest treats spot in the town. It's Zabida and Daughter Snack It. Of course, they got all of the good stuff there. I'm talking about the plantain chip, the sweet potato chip, the cassava chip, the breadfruit chip, the Edo chip, chicken foot, mithai, the ginger sugar cake. Plus, if you're looking for a quick meal, a tasty meal, check her out, all right? The number is 617-8259. 617-8259. It's a pre-Father's Day celebration next Saturday at the Double H Bar, Double H Enterprise. Check them out. If you're a grown folk, you're looking for the grown folks chill spot, that is the spot, all right? 28th Strand and Nicolay Street. Speaking about Nicolay Street, you need to check out Hiram's Variety Store. 28 Main and Nicolay Street is the one-stop shop where you can find basically anything. And if they can't find it for you today, the next time you return, they'll have it for you. That's probably a fresh request, so they gotta go and look for it, you know. But you can be certain that the next time you return, they'll have it for you. Canny's Drive-By Car Wash, 50 Stanley Town, Main to Waterside, or Waterside to Main. You can check him out for your steam cleaning, your buffing, your building washing, and so much more. You can give him a call on 616-2736, 616-2736, or 602-3406, 602-3406. I believe there's a pickup and drop-off service available, so check him out today. Regina's Optical, 14 Pitt Street, New Amsterdam. You can make your appointment to see the specialist this Saturday on 333-6375. 333-6375. Regina's Optical, 14 Pitt Street, New Amsterdam. Universal Solution for your quick and easy printing solution, where there's a special discount on stationery items, electronics, ink. You're printing, you're copying, your flyer, your tickets, your programs, your brochure, your typing service. And speaking about typing service and homework, assignment, research, and so forth, you can allow the kids to go over there. Friendly environment, kids-friendly environment. They're open from Monday to Saturday, from 7 hours to 19:30 hours. You can give them a call on 333-4580, 333-4580, 333-5106, or you can WhatsApp them on 612-2283. The high-end shop is the proper shop for your proper brands. And plus, guess what? Proper discount. I'm speaking about 50% off and 30% off store-wide. You need to check them out today. Plus, if you're heading to the beach, I know there's a lot of beach going, a lot of pool attending, and the creek. I know you like to probably take your family to the creek this weekend. You're looking for a proper outfit for whether your kids, your wife, or yourself. The high-end shop, Strand, New Amsterdam. That's 17th Strand and Lad Lane, opposite GTM. Poultry Plus for your superior quality poultry products, whether it's duck, fish, or fowl. I said fowl because it's not chicken no more. Nothing big. Fresh from the farm, no preservatives, and of course they take special care in growing this one for you. You can give them a call on 670-CHICK, 670-CHICK. That's 670-2442, 670-2442. It's a beautiful morning here in the ancient county. Beautiful morning here in New Amsterdam. Berbice. Good morning, good morning, good morning to the folks over there at the New Amsterdam Hospital. My brother, Mr. Stamen Carr, good morning to you. Dr. Stamen Carr, that is. Dr. Dos Ramos Thomas, good morning. So Dylan Kasai is saying a special good morning to his mom, Dakota Ben. Miss Lambert, good morning. Mr. Charles Proper Status Humphrey, good morning. To all of the listeners, I say a fantastic. No. A soul food. Good morning to you. Light Tongue family, what's good? Lexi. Good morning. To the Bagwati family, good morning. Mr. and Mrs. Semple, good morning. Mr. Mars, good morning. Mr. Herman Dick, good morning. Miss Dolly, Auntie Dolly, good morning. Miss Bobs, good morning. Alexander Street, good morning. Yeah, by this Miss Street, by Barn and Grow. Coconut Man, big up yourself. The Coconut General. To the Bicycle Repair Man, Mr. Mikey. Yes. To the Abrams family, good morning to you. Pilot Street, good morning. LRTVS family, good morning. 88.5 Rock FM family, good morning. 10th Street family, good morning. How y'all doing? With the proper ice cream cone, with the proper wafer. Yes, good morning. Little Rock Sweets family, good morning. How are you guys doing? Like I said, it's a beautiful morning. Bye. I mean, the weather is up, yes. But guess what? It's still a beautiful day. We're here, ready to celebrate. You know, when you wake up in the morning, don't just think of all of the headache you have to go through today, all of the worries you have to face. Instead, think positive. You know, the first set of thoughts in the morning, when you just take a deep breath as you wake up. You come to your senses. You're listening to the birds. Probably your neighbor fowl the crowing, the rooster, you know. Or you're probably listening to the dogs barking at somebody, or some animal is out doing their thing. From you come to those senses that you're alive, take a deep breath and first give thanks that yes, I'm alive. I'm here to continue. And today it's gonna be a good day. I might not have that car that I want, but at least I'm alive. I can walk. I might not have that house that I so want, but I have a roof over my head. I have shelter. I may not be rich to buy all of those fancy food and things, them expensive, nice thing that I want to eat. Someday I will, but for now, I'm giving thanks for the little that I have. Be thankful. Start your day like that. Be thankful. I may not have the ideal job, but guess what? At least I got a job. Think about it, my brother. Rather than thinking, oh gosh, I got to go to the boring work again. Oh gosh, I got to go and face these crosses. Oh gosh, why I can't get this car? Why me neighbor getting things and I can't get? Because you're not contented with what you have. When you're contented and you're giving thanks for the little, the Creator is going to bless you with so much more. Think about it. Think about it, all right? As we entered into this new day, 159 days. 159. Look how we're approaching that 200 mark. By the time we reach that 200 mark, we must be different individuals. All right? Man, listen, I can go on and on, but I gotta go. Please be reminded that the expo is on for this month end. 15 Strand, New Amsterdam. That's opposite JS Supermarket. The same parking lot that we just talk about every morning. Keto's Provision Outlet. We're going to take over the parking lot. And the admission is free. So bring out the kids. Let them see how our Guyanese brothers and sisters are doing their thing. They may have a little idea later on to say, you know what? I can make this thing better, you know. I can do this thing better. I'm going to allow that little gift within me to come to light. They're probably doing their little craft. They're probably doing these hand drawings. You know, it's a way to encourage them to continue to become somebody. Let's just say we're passing on the baton at the expo, Borby Small Business Expo. All right? We still got a couple of spots remaining. When I say couple, I mean very few. So if you need a spot, you need to call me. Call. Because I got trust and believe me. by the time I come off the radio, it's about 50 something, 60 something messages. So if you message me, there's a strong possibility that your message had end up way down at the bottom till past 100 going away. So you need to call. All right? 6718707, 6718707. And let me just rephrase it. This phone is a very, very busy phone. It's connected to a lot of things. The photography, the videography, the live streaming. You know, for those persons who would like a live streaming services or live streaming services for whatever event, whether it's a solemn event, whether it's a party, a wedding, yes, it's connected to that also. 671. So it's a lot. So you got to call. Let me go back to the old school way. Call. Don't just send a text message or a WhatsApp message, all right? I'm just clearing the air there a little. So this 24th and the 25th of June, it's going to be crazy. It's a free event. You need to come out and just support the folks that will be there, showcasing their products and services. Even if it's just to inquire from them, hey, how do this work? Or how do you go about starting a business like this? I'm sure they'll be happy to share that information with you. So like I said, parents, grandparents, guardians, religious leaders, bring out the people. Let them be a part of this. Let us show the small business community that they got our support. All right? They got our support. Thanks to Homeline Furnishing for initiating the start of this. Thanks to Keto's Provision Outlet and his family for giving me the opportunity to do something at their location. Thanks to everyone else who have contributed and who are about to contribute to this event. Like I said, it's a free event. You can bring out your entire family. You can bring out the kids because there's something for everybody. Boy, I tell you, I see a fudge somebody send me that they just make. I put it on my status and about 60 something people done finding out where this fudge selling, which supermarket. So you can tell of some of the things that will be there unique. All right? Man, I'm telling you, that is my time. I'm going to let you know more about the expo tomorrow morning. But for now, I'm about to leave the studio. So give thanks. It was a wonderful morning. And of course, up next, we got JD and Selector Jenna J. You know, JD coming to you with the spice. The spice guy. Yes, the morning spice. So stay tuned and keep your dial locked on 88.5 Rock FM. Because guess what? They got some unique programs throughout the day. And thanks to the folks who never took the dial off of 88.5 Rock FM. You're a true fan. You're a true diehard. So much respect, all right? Sanford, good morning. La Cava, good morning. Angois Avenue, good morning. Number 53 Village, good morning, good morning, good morning. Shows that you guys are up and about. Farish Village, good morning. Kildonan Village, good morning. Port Morant, good morning. Rosal Town, good morning. Belvedere, good morning. And to all of the villages along the east bank of Berbice. Berbice River, good morning. Ibini, Kimbia, Sanils, Murukupi, and to those beautiful villages, like I said, along the way. The farthest I ever went was Kalkuni. Yes, Kalkuni. Thanks to Brothers Boat Services. Brother Ryan, good morning to you and the family. The Gladstone family. We were able through Extreme Adventure Travel and Tours to go up to Kalkuni village, a beautiful village. So if you want to be a part of our next tour, which will be heading up again, I believe, to Kalkuni or probably further, you know, you're going to get to see the Tarani Canal. You're going to get to see Fort Nassau and all of the other villages we were speaking about. You need to get in contact with me on 671-8707. 671-8707. You know, just like a Guyanese, I say a Gan, but I got to continue a little bit. So this next song is dedicated to each and every one of you, and it is to give you a little boost as you go through your day, your proper day. When you think you have the most problems in the world, when you think you have the most headache, when you think nothing is going right for you, the songwriters in this next one, will indicate to you and encourage you that, listen, as long as you put your right hand across your chest and you feel the beat in your heart, then know that everything is all right. So until tomorrow, same time, same place, please do enjoy the rest of your blessed, fantastic, productive, progressive day 159. 159 day of progress. What have you done? What are you doing? What are you about to do? My brother, my sister, that will set you apart from the you that you used to be. Oh, there's a good line there, boy. What are you doing or willing to do to set you apart from the you that you used to be? We're talking about elevating yourself. We talk about putting yourself on the next level, being progressive, accepting your triple blessings for 2022. Everything you miss out in 2020 and 2021, you're going to have it in this year, plus this year quarter. Triple blessing. All right? Think about it as you listen to this one and as you go about your productive, progressive, merry day. Auntie Pearl, special good morning to you. Special good morning to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, Selector Jenna Genius is in the studio, and I'm certain that JD is right outside. So, I'm out. Peace. Enjoy all day. Yeah, bye, gone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, hear me. I know people who believe them are feel to rough it sometimes. Run me and tell them the story that changed your mind. If you don't mind now. The other day me a reason with Bugle himself. My singer, you know, look alright. Fix up your face and tell me about life now. Me said the bills them piling up now. And I'm me alone, and me feel like just give up. Him say no, you no need for stress. Put your right and cross your chest, and tell me if you want a beat. When me say yes, me find out. Me now have no problem. Oh no, still I fight the good fight. 'Cause from me up no bread me alright. Me now have no problem. Him say always remember to Romanian people are face it worse. Some don't give thanks when them have things plenty. Ball at one time when them basket empty. 'Cause them don't have no hope, no trust, no faith. Them not pray evidently. All when everything I go downhill, I can't pay the rent nor the light bill. Man now fall down where I stand still. Me just want no blood I run through my vein and me head. Me now no problem. Oh no, why fight the good fight? 'Cause from me a blow bread me alright. Me now no problem. Hear me now, always remember to people out there face it worse than you. Not living on no pain and sorrow. Me just want wake up tomorrow. Now I can't hold down me head low. Me a stay straight like an arrow. And though the light man cut off the light, me a go light up a candle tonight. And kneel down by me bedside and give thanks to the Most High. 'Cause me no have no problem. Oh no, why fight the good fight? 'Cause from me a blow bread me alright. Me no have no problem.
It's the most anticipated, most hyped party of the year. TMT and Selected D brings to you Pure White, the official all-white party.
There's a fire burning.
Pure White, It goes down on the 25th of June. Inside your favorite club, Club Privilege, New Amsterdam. Party to the vibes of the best. Tony Ras, DJ Slaughter, Daily Ranks and Thunder, DJ Unruly, and DJ Lee. Ladies, get dressed up. And you're free until 9 p.m. Plus, receive a free shot of Campari on entry. It's the official all-white party. Inside Club Privilege, New Amsterdam. Powered by Campari, 88.5 Rock FM, and Homeline Furnishing, adding a touch of comfort to life.
Save-On's Waste Management is now in Berbice, providing the best garbage and sewage disposal solutions that will keep our environment clean